Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Stephanie, you could hear me? Okay. My name is Devorah Buxbaum, and I want to warmly welcome you to tonight's event. This event means a lot to us, and we met Benaya several weeks ago, and when I met him, I felt that he had just come back from serving in Gaza for close to 3 months, and we were very taken by his story and by his personality. We were very overwhelmed, and we thought if we could bring him to our Lev community, it would be so special. The Lev community and the Lev Experience is a community, and we welcome you to that community that tries to learn with people all about Judaism, help people engage with Judaism, and ultimately value, thus the word Lev. So we're so happy that you're here tonight, as we're just about 2 weeks before the holiday of Passover, the holiday of freedom, where just today I was teaching in class, so much of the holiday has to do with the power of our words. Pesach in Hebrew actually means the mouth that speaks. And one of the ways that we're able to tap into this mouth that speaks is through the power of song. Song has something so special that kind of transforms time and space. It's a method of prayer. It's a way to connect to perhaps a deep place inside of ourselves. And it's also a way for us to connect to God, to the Almighty. And tonight, as you're going to hear some incredible stories that Benaya will share with all of us, I also want to invite you to lean into the power of song. Sometimes you might know the words to the song and it might resonate with you and you can get into it, but even if you can't, the melodies themselves can help bring you to very high places. And I want to invite you to get lost in that and to really absorb the feelings of prayer, that we're with our brothers and our sisters in the land of Israel, that we're with our soldiers, that we're with our hostages, and just really bring that energy to this room. So it is warm, and I invite you to embrace the warmth. We're going to all be a very warm community tonight. And once again, I want to thank you all for coming. And of course, we want to thank Benaya so much. We're so grateful. And now I will give it over to my husband, Shlomo. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Hooray. We're so happy that everyone is here. And we are going to sing a little bit. And like Devorah said, try to sing along with the melodies, whether you know it, whether you don't know it. We are just a group of local quasi-musicians to real musicians. Exactly. I guess it goes that way. So we're just going to sing a little bit and hear Benaya's words, but the room with the stage makes it feel very official, but we're all just here, we're singing together. And let's start with a moving song. After the temple was destroyed 2,000 years ago, so the prophets told the Jewish people who were in a state of sadness because our temple, our precious jewel, was taken away, a way to serve God, and it was taken away. And the prophet said, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. Nachamu Ami means be comforted, because don't worry, whenever there seems to be any sort of bad news or any sort of darkness, Nachamu Ami. Find comfort, because it's going to be good again, and it's going to be even better than before. And I've been finding tremendous comfort in this song, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. I've been singing it again and again since October 7th. It's a simple song, easy song, you'll all be able to sing along. And the words are Nachamu Ami Yomar Elokeichem. Nachamu, Nachamu Ami Yomar Elokeichem. Nachamu, Nachamu Ami Yomar Elokeichem. Nachamu, Nachamu Ami Yomar ami yoy mar lo boy kecha nachamu ami yoy mar lo kecha nachamu ami yoy mar lo kecha Shalayim v'kiru eileho Dabiru alei Yerushalayim v'kiru eileho Na 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 moyo Na na la 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 Okay, it is a great pleasure to have with us Benaya. Benaya is going to tell us a little bit of his story, how he got here, his time in Gaza, and we'll hear from him. We'll sing a few more songs, and then maybe towards the end we'll open it up to a little bit of discussion. So, Benaya, take it away.
Everyone, first, thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and thank you for Rabbi Shlomo and Rabbi Benaya for organizing it. My name is Benaya Cherlow. I'm 27 years old. I'm originally from Israel. My dad was born in New York. His parents fled the Holocaust to Long Island. And my mom, she was born in Lebanon, Beirut. And she grew up in France, and then she came to Israel. So in my house, we speak 5 different languages. So probably Third World War, we start on my Shulchan Shishi, on my Friday dinner. When my mom speaks French, I'm in trouble. I know I need to run. This is the only sign. I grew up in Israel. I served 5 years in the army as an officer. And then I finished my service. I did my BA. I came here to the US to do my MA in Syracuse University in Maxwell. Then I got offered to work on Capitol Hill for a congressman. And by October 7, I will try to take you in this hour, me and Rabbi Shlomo, for a journey on October 7th, since October 7th for now. It's gonna be some hard stories, gonna be some funny stories, because war is also, it's a life. There is some funny stories I will share with you. So like, I'm giving myself to laugh, to cry. It's sometimes emotional. If I'm stuck with my English and I'm starting to speak in Arabic, it's because it's my mother language, so please don't shoot me. Yeah, and just I'm here like honest with you. I'm just feel what we having here. By October 7, it was here October 6. I got it was like 2 midnight. I got a lot of phone from my parents and my brother and my friends. And they told me something happened in Israel. There is a lot of terrorists invited to the villages next to Gaza. Something happening in the north. Something happening. No one knew. It was like 7. I decided to just take the first flight. I already understood what's going to happen. My commander called me. He told me it's going to be like come back. Called my mom, told her like to organize my stuff. I didn't saw them for like 8 months, I think. I landed in Israel. By the way, the first flight was so crazy. We were like 60, it's very over 60 people on the flight. We sat on the floor. It was just emergency moment, and everyone felt it. Everyone just came home. It was really powerful to see it. I saw my parents for like 20 minutes, took my uniforms, and I drove to Gaza. This is the first picture I took. It's really hard to see, but this is from like spatial night equipment we have. And I want to tell you a story about this picture because I think it's still the story of all October 7. I'm like a captain of a platoon of tanks. And I don't know how, but somehow it's arranged that first tank, and in each tank there is like 4 crew members. So the first tank, it was me and other 3 singles. I'm also single. The second tank was like people who is married, and the third tank was 4 fathers, somehow. And I gave them like command. I took the radio and I tell like, Company 1, this is Lieutenant 1. We're going to like find the hostages, try to bring the situation back. I will go first, then the second tank, then the third tank. And then one of the fathers from the father's tanks took the radio and he said like, Lieutenant 1, here is tank 3. Go to the side, young men. Go to the side. We have been here a lot. We know the way. You are new here. You just like served for 5 years. You are so young. You don't know anything. Go to the side. We are going first. I took the radio. I told him like, I think you didn't understood me. Like, I'm gonna first, then the second time, then you, if we will need you. And he was like, young lieutenant, go to the side. We know every stone, every street here. I told him like, there is no way. I can't think about it to look on your like kids or your wife and tell them if something happened to you. We are singles. We have nothing to lose. We are going first. You wait outside. It was like a conversation of like half hour. Who is going first? That's how it started, and it was just crazy conversation, randomly conversation. But I think it shows the whole stories. This is like the day after. We already brought with us Israeli flag. We came with a lot of ambition and with a lot of power from home. We didn't come as like weak people who scared to go to the war. We brought with us Israeli flag from the beginning. I remember when I was in the army, on my mandatory army, I did some train with U.S. Army, with Avram tanks. And I spoke with one of the officers there. He was 35, and he just came back from Afghanistan. And I asked him a question like, how do you do it? Like, how you served 10,000 miles from your home? Like, when I served in Israel, I'm served on my land. I know the people I protect. I literally like know the people who live on the border. We don't have lead to lose. We're fighting on Israeli land. But you are American and you're fighting in Afghanistan. How you like waking up every morning? What is like keep you strong? And he doesn't have a question. He doesn't have a good answer for me. But then he asked me the same question. And I think here we can see this is my nephew. I never saw him before the war because I was in the U.S. So first time I saw him was here in this picture. He didn't know who I am, but for me it was so powerful moment. And then all of my brother, they didn't saw me from 8 months. They just called me. We did FaceTime. They don't have Wi-Fi in Gaza, so it's look really bad. But then day after, I told the officer like, I'm doing it because my family live here. If it's not me, if it's not my friend, no one will protect our family. So we have to do it. But also during the war in Gaza and Lebanon, I realized something else, because day after, a dove just landed on my tank. And I think this is the most contradictory picture, because tank, it's a huge machine that can like do a lot of violence, and dove, it's like the symbol of peace. And on October 9, she just landed on my tank. And I think it was a sign from God, kind of, to tell me like, if you want peace, if you want to like lead to peace one day, you should like prepare to a war. And And your war, it's like your right war. You don't doing that because you want to conquest other land. You don't do it because you want to hurt somebody. You just want to bring the hostages home. You just bring like security to the South Israel. And I think this dove following me all over the war. Like I was 105 days there. And I think this dove came to me a few times during and just remind me like the target is not to go to war. The goal, it's not a war. This is what we want. This is the peace that we want, but we should have tanks. We should be strong. As Golda said, like if Hamas will if the terrorists will put them weapon down, it will be peace. If Israel will put them weapon down, they will not be Israel. And I think this following me all over the war. And this is few picture I took just to. I will try to like explain you what was the feeling in Israel on October 7. I needed to tell to like two people. They were like 70 years old. They came with them uniform and they told me we are joining to the war. I told them like, guys, you cannot walk even like. And they told me no. We fought in 73. We fought in 67. We joining this war. It was like 140% of reserve soldiers. We didn't have enough equipment to bring them. And those I will call them young boys of 70 years. They stayed for like few days on the gate of the base and asked to join the war. They didn't left for like few days. And it was look like this. People just like came, they built a crew, get inside the tank and drove to Gaza, drove to Lebanon. My father he fought in the 73 war, and he used to tell me the same stories. And I didn't understood it. Israel is so powerful, so strong. Like how in 73 people felt they gonna like, I don't know, there is a real threat about the existing of Israel. By October 7, we felt it 100%. And when I will show you after, but on November, I took a delegation of congressmen from Capitol Hill. And when we drove on the main road, the highway to Gaza, the car was jumping. And I asked the congressman, I asked Richie Torres, like, why we are jumping? It's like it's like the highway. And he told me he don't know, maybe the road in Israel are not fixed. And then I told him no, because on October 7, we drove with the tank on the highway. We didn't get in through the farms or on the field. Like we drove on highway. We drove on the road between cars. Some tanks went over a cars because they needed to pass to Gaza border. It was just a crazy situation that's really hard to explain, but I think it was look like this, like just row of tanks on the highway to try to like to handle the situation. I think also like Rabbi Shlomo, this is time from Take Us Home. I think in this moment, it was. There is one book of Benedict Anderson, and it's called Imagined Communities. And he said, like, when you are a soldier and you say, who are you going to fight and protect in the war? And then I say, Am Israel. And then someone asked me, like, but you don't know Am Israel. You imagined you know Am Israel, but you don't really know Am Israel, so it's imagined community. But on October 7, when I turn around in Gaza, I know people who live in Be'eri. I have friends in Sderot. My cousin live in Ena Shlosha. When I was in Lebanon when I turn around, my sister live in the Golan Heights. My cousin live in Metula. I really know the people I protect for. It's not imagined community. And I think October 7 remind us in Israel, after all the protest we had about the judiciary reform, that we know each other. It's a little country. We know everyone, every family had one lost at least. And it's not imagined community. We are coming home. We back home. And there is one song that me and Rabbi Shlomo really love. And you can join us. The world is that easy. It's like just take us home. Rabbi, if you want to tell something about this word.
Sure. So just before we sing it, I didn't mention this. A couple of things I didn't mention earlier. Number one, if you don't sing along, if you don't know the tune, one of the things that we've learned over here, especially some of our crew over here, comes to the Wednesday night, the music and the meditation. And music hits so much deeper when you just close your eyes and really experience it. So to really feel the music, I just encourage you we're not performing over here. I also would just want to while your eyes are still open, I just want you to take note how much coordination is involved over here when you have two mics and a seat that swivels and your right foot doesn't fully hit the ground. Like, there's a lot of coordination going on. So for multiple reasons, I'd like you to close your eyes. Number one, to feel the music. So I want to thank, before we go, just so I don't forget, I just want to thank all the sponsors, everyone that went on and decided to sponsor tonight, and especially our main sponsor, who's Nancy. Thank you so much, Nancy, as always, for everything, for sponsoring, and others. The verses, the words are, besides for Take Us Home, which is the chorus, but it's God's response. You know, sometimes we feel like we're praying, and we pray, and we pray, and we pray, and like, Hashem, like, God, are you listening? Are you listening? And one day we believe that, and hopefully this happens in your life also, but if not, then one day we'll hear God's response, if not the voice of God, but somehow in our life we'll hear God's response, and that is, Shamati et tfilatecha. I've heard your prayers. Shamati et tfilatecha, ra'iti et demosecha. I saw your tears. Hineni rofelach, and I'm here to cure you. Those are the verses, and then the chorus is... Shamati et tfilatecha, o raiti dimatecha, hineni rofela, techezena, enenu, bishucha, lezion, birachami, birachami. Take us home. Take us home. Take us home. Shamati tfilatecha, o raiti dimatecha, hineni rofela, v'techezena, enenu bishucha, lezion, birachamim, birachamim. Take us home. Take us home.
Um, um, I don't know if you see this picture, but usually we get a lot of package to Gaza, and every package was like toilet and some underwear and some shirt and some deodorant and some food and snacks, and it came by like, I'm not complaining, it was good, but like time after time, and we said like, those people don't understand us. They give us like the same thing every time. And then I got a package from a kid, someone, he's like 6 years old, and I opened it, and it was a whiskey and cigar. and it's so like Am Israel Chai, from Danny, like he was 6 years old. I was like, this little boy, he have a good future ahead. He understood what we really need. I tried to connect him. I didn't find his contact, but one night in Gaza, I was like back and forth from Gaza and Lebanon because my division was like separate, like they separate us for two forces. And once I drove from Lebanon to inside Gaza to Khan Yunis, and I was really tired, and it was already like middle of the night. I took some sleep. Usually the officers, we have like maybe 1-2 hours to sleep every night. And some of the soldiers, like the simple soldiers, he woke me up and he told me like, hey, officer, there is like some jeep on the road, on the logistic road, and they ask you to come to take some equipment. And I told him like, hey, young soldier, like, I have 1 hour to sleep. You're gonna go to this jeep and take what we need. And he was like, no, they want you. They ask you, they told us to call to Benaya, the officer. And I told him like, I didn't born yesterday. I know you don't have the power to go down, so you told me to go down instead of you. So you should go, I'm going to sleep. And he consents. He said like, no, they ask you, I'm telling you, officer, I'm not lying. Like, they want you downstairs. I was already like so pissed. I said, okay, I will go down, doesn't matter. I went down, and inside the jeep, it was my brother and my brother-in-law. They saw my unit signed on the tank, and they understood I arrived. So we spent the whole night together in the jeep. I'm one of seven. We are five boys, 2 girls. 5 of us was in Gaza, and 2 of my brother-in-law. My mom didn't sleep, I think, for more than 100 days. But this moment in Gaza, just to meet your brother and your brother-in-law in the whole situation, gave me a lot of power, gave them a lot of power. And also, on this moment, I realized, like, my brother, he's psychology. My brother-in-law, he came from Dublin. He's a shaliach in Dublin community. And on the same day, we had a really, they had a really hard fought in elementary school of UNRWA in Khan Yunis against terrorists who used elementary school to shoot rockets and like to fight from them. And when I look on my brother and I said like, I fought against terrorists, and the life of Hamas terrorists is to be a warrior, is to be a terrorist for entire of his life. And when I look on my brothers, they're like 40 years old, normal people, just one psychology helping to kids, the other is shaliach in Dublin. They're not a warrior. They not look like a warrior. They're not training them life every day to fight. And I think this is what people don't understand around by the IDF, that most of the IDF, it's reserved people like me with a huge belly, and we are not warrior by our nature. Like, we did our mandatory service, but after then, we don't want to go to fight or to be in the army while we're fighting a terrorist group that what they are doing. And when we fought in houses, we saw like weapon and bomb under like kids' beds, on the clothes, like, and I was like, people, they're not living even, they're just living every time terror, while like the IDF soldier, we're just a normal people. And when I spoke with congressmen, I also tried to explain them like, we are not coming with like passion and with like light in our eyes to go and kill or to fight. Like, we are not. My brother has 6 kids. He don't want to sacrifice life for this, but we have to. This is our duty. But we are not a warrior. We are not warriors. This is not our nature. We are people that's called up duty to protect them country. We don't holding weapon every day, and this is a huge difference of culture between in the war in Gaza, and we felt it really hard. And my brother's still in Gaza. I think because he has 6 kids. I mean, I don't know. He's like 200 at 170 days. It's because the kids. I know. My sister-in-law already like called to the head of the IDF and told him like, bring this old man back. But I think when I'm thinking about my brother and about like other friends of mine, they still fighting in Gaza. Like, I'm thinking about the song "Acheinu Kol Bet Israel," and I think like this is also what unites all of us around the whole global, all the Jewish people. Like there is a Jewish joke that when Israeli or Jewish men see his friends, he say "Achi," like my brother. And then he told him like, you don't know me. Why you call me like my brother, like Achi? And he told him like, I saw you in Har Sinai. Like, it's like, we all brother. Like, when I came here, also people from Rockville community helped me to arrange my place. They bought for me so many things. They didn't know me. I didn't know them. But I felt they were like my sister and brother. You can join us to song.
So the words are Achenu, and these words, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, have been part of the daily prayers for all Jews around the world who are praying for the situation. And they've been saying it in synagogues around the world 3 times a day. Thousands and thousands of Jews have been saying it. So let's just not sing it, but let's pray it, and let's pray it together. Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, Anisunim Batzoro V'Shivya, Hamdim Bein Bayam Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael, Anisunim Batzoro V'Shivya, Hamdim Bein Bayam U'Bein Bayam Hamochkoim Mirachem Aleihem V'Yotziim Mitzora Lirvacha U'Me'afela Li'oira U'Mishivud Le'Geula Ashto Bagola U'Bizman Korin Hamochkoim Mirachem Aleihem V'Yotziim Mitzora Lirvacha U'Me'afela Li'oira U'Mishivud Le'Geula Ashto Bagola U'Bizman Korin.
There is something that also I want to share. I met a lot of communities since I back to DC. Most of them was like were Christian and even Muslims, because there is a huge gap between how the war looked like in Gaza than how it's expressed in the news. And this story. When we get to North Khan Yunis, we gave the citizens of Gaza, the Gazian people, a few hours to like pack themselves and go to the south because we don't want to hurt them. And when we came to one of the houses in the north, we thought family that was late, and then they moved, and the mom, she shouted something in Arabic. My soldiers don't speak Arabic. So for them, when they hear Arabic, they hear like Allahu Akbar. Like, they think like, oh, they people say, let's like kill the IDF soldiers. For them, any Arabic will sound for them the same. Like, they want to threat us. but she shouted so loud, so I could like hear it, and she just said that, please, my mom, she can't walk, so she's stuck in the house, don't hurt the house. And my soldier was really afraid, like she shouting, maybe she called to Hamas that the IDF is coming. And I told him, like, no, guys, I understand her. She just said that her mom is still in the house because she can't walk. For me, it was crazy, because a lot of time in my army service, it was really hard for me when I understand Arabic. Because when we went to like West Bank, to like Judea and Samaria, to like Bethlehem, to in the middle of the night to take some terrorist who does something, and then you enter the house and you can like hear the little kids or the wife or the mom, and if you don't understand it, it's way easy. But when you understand them, it's way hard to fight. But in this moment, I thank God that my mom was born in Lebanon. I thank God that I'm speaking Arabic, because we brought a wheelchair from Israel. It took like 2 hours, but we brought one, and we took the grandma to the south of Gaza. And when in the news they're showing like the IDF soldier are killing civilians or babies, they don't. First, we are not killing them, but they don't like showing this picture. They don't tell this story. And those like soldiers was dangerous, like dangerous than life for this Gazian grandma. But this is our like values. This is our like Jewish values. This is our morality. And also here, when we get to the beach in Bet Lahia, so a lot of citizens, a lot of Gazian people, they went to the beach, and it was really hot. It was sunny, and they didn't took anything. So we brought them from our water and from our food. They came to us. When they came to us at the beginning, my soldier was so scared. They told us, this like they're Hamas. They're coming to our tanks. And I told them, if they're coming so close to us, they have nothing to lose. They don't want to hurt us. They have nothing to lose. If someone walking to a tank. And then I went out from the tank and I asked them in Arabic, like, what do you want? Like, shubidak. And they told me, like, we only, like, bidak maya. We only want water. And I asked them, like, there is no humanitarian aid, or Hamas don't give you water. And they told us, like, nothing. Hamas take all of the humanitarian aid. Hamas don't give us water. We don't have water. We look on each other like, me and my soldiers, and we just brought them our water, even without think about it. But this, no one gonna show on the news. No one gonna tell this story. And most of the time, there is some fault. Like last week with the 7 employees of the Central Kitchen organization, I know it's a big mistake. In war, it's not a fair game. Sometimes there is mistake, but most of the time, this is how the IDF soldier look like, helping to Gazian people, bringing them food and water. Most of that, when we came to the logistic road, some of the Gazian people came to me and they told me in Arabic, thank you for coming. And I remember my grandma, she fled the Holocaust from Auschwitz, and she used to tell me the story when the Red Army came, they went to the Red Army and thank him, like, for saving them from the Nazis. And when the Gazian people came to me and told me, thank you for coming, for destroyed Hamas, we hate Hamas more than you hate, I felt like, okay, this fight is right, is 100% justice, not only for the Israeli people and the security of Israel and the hostages, also because the Gazian people, because they deserve better future. With Hamas, they will not have better future. So I felt that I'm fighting also for those people who don't want Hamas in Gaza and they want better future. And it just reminded me my grandma, the story from the Holocaust, and it was really like hard to feel this, to hear this sentence from the Gazian. In example, this is the humanitarian aid we brought in, but you can see here Hamas took them. Nobody will show this picture. I took this picture. Like, nobody will show you this picture, because this is what they showed you, but they don't show you when Hamas just captured all the humanitarian aid and took them to the tunnels. We lost 2 soldiers from my unit on the logistic road because we brought in humanitarian aid. And then you ask yourself, why you are doing this? If you're losing people, and at the end it's going to Hamas. But at the end of the day, you said like this is like the Jewish values. Like we can't not bring food to Gazian people, even if some of them going to Hamas. And I think this is something that the world are not understand. Like Israeli soldier coming with a core of values of human life and human rights, and they even danger themselves for this. I will tell you this story. This is how Khan Yunis, the circle, when we bring the humanitarian aid, look like. There is like 8,000 people in place, maybe the size of this building, the first floor. 8,000 people. Some of them Hamas. You can't know because Hamas don't use it. Like they don't have uniform. Some of them are with civil, like just with clothes, but with weapons, so you don't know what to do with them. Some of them kids, old people, UNRWA stuff. And when we get to the University of Gaza, we enter to one of the room, and my commander, his name is Dvir. We enter to one of the room, and we were six soldier over there. It was Friday. When we entered the room, it was some door that was like on the floor. Nobody understood. It was look really weird. And we thought we already destroyed the university when Hamas used it for like base. And when we went to this room, when some of the soldiers like just move a bit the door, and then Dvir, he saw like some electric cables under the door, and he understand immediately that this door are gonna like explode, and he just like jump on the door with his body, and he like sacrificed his life for us. And he was like 32. I want to show you his family because this is the last picture of Dvir. This is in the room when we found the door. This is me and Dvir, all our like journey. He was my commander for like 2 years. And when he came to the unit, I already knew Ofek, his wife, because she was one of our like commander to take care of some social things we need. And I told Ofek, there is a new commander, he's like handsome, you should like go together. And she told me like, so go to Dvir and like tell him. I went to Dvir, and Dvir told me like, oh no, she don't want me, she want you, you go and like go with her. I went to Ofek, and she told me like, I told her what Dvir said, and she said, tell Dvir that I want him. I went to Dvir, he said like, no, he was so shy, he was like so modest. He said, she don't want me, there is no chance, she want you. At the end, they got married after 1 year. They have a beautiful son, Harel. And I remember Ofek, she called me on October 8th, and she told me like, you have one mission, and it's to protect Dvir. I have one kid, he's like 1.5 years old. You protect Dvir no matter what's gonna happen. You matched between us. I was like the grandfather of Ariel in Zabrit. It's on your responsibility. You changed my life with Dvir and Ariel, so you're gonna like take care of him. And I gave my word to Ofek, and I did it till this moment. And Dvir, he didn't want to be a hero. He was the modest person I ever know. And I also shared it before with some people, like Rabbi Shlomo know that here when we hear about the war and about stories of soldiers, each one of them who was killed in Gaza, he's like a hero. And the the news and the psychology human being is to like to say, okay, he was a hero. This is a heroism story, and this is what we left with, and it's make us to feel good or like make us make us feel like make us to feel better. But when I went to Ofek day after, it was zero heroism there. It's not hero. She didn't mind he was hero. She just like gave me Harel, and she told me this kid gonna like grow up without a father right now. And then I understood like we grew up on heroism stories of soldiers, but at the end it's like life of people with family, with wife, with kids. They didn't want to be heroes, and our attitude to this hero that like they came to this because they wanted to be heroes, but it's not the real story. This is what we show on the news. This is why we show on like we watching on like maybe movies or some like press. But when you see the people who lost them lovers, they don't care about heroism. At the end, there is a huge role also like, he was like my father in the army, and so he's also a hero, of course. And I told to Ofek like Harel gonna grow up with knowledge that his father was hero and he saved like 5 other soldiers' life. But also